A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. Let us start with the first snippet. Assembly election. Lalu to take final call on candidates, RJD. It goes with Bihar elections and it is about the final call. Who is going to take, if you take RJD party, Lalu Prasad Yadav is going to take the final call. Nothing to learn as such. Coming to the next snippet, policy rethink. Supreme Court hints at Delhi NCR free cracker ban review. Firecracker. I'm sorry. So what does it say? Policy rethink to reconsider, to work on second thoughts. Supreme Court hints at Delhi NCR firecracker ban review. Firecracker Diwali is fast approaching. Against that backdrop, firecracker ban, they want to reconsider. It is about that. Coming to the next one, Bihar SIR, no appeals received on final electoral rolls, Election Commission. You all know SIR, Bihar elections, and they gave some time to appeal. But based on that, it says no appeals received on final electoral rolls. Coming to the next one, tragedy in MP. On the trail of a killer cough syrup, how a weak regulatory system claimed 20 lives. There's one important word here, trail. Immediately have to recollect trial, trail. Trial goes with a legal case. The entire process is called trial. Trail means to leave something behind. When you lose your way, you leave behind something so that others can find out. Then we use the word trail. On the trail of a killer cough syrup, because it killed many children, they have used the word trail. How a weak regulatory system claimed 20 lives. I've already told you guys, when you come across cough, fever, cold, do remember you have to use the indefinite article a. I have fever, that is wrong. I have a fever. I have a cough. I have a cold. That is an important rule you have to recollect. Coming to the second test, I suppose, piling it up. Pile up to accumulate. The files are getting piled up, a different context. Runs are getting piled up, a different meaning altogether. Jaiswal, Sai Sudarshan put India in command. I think the batsmen have played extremely well. Based on that, they have put India in command, in a leading position. Coming to the main headline from today's Hindu paper, India's Kabul mission to be upgraded to embassy. There are two key words here. One is mission, the other one embassy. That means what? Mission, Kabul mission, not considered embassy. They want to elevate that mission to the level of embassy. And when you see the word mission, you have to recollect one word. What is that? If you see James Bond movies, any mission they use, mission aborted means what? To give up, to stop. Mission aborted. India's Kabul mission to be upgraded. Very good. Passive voice. To upgrade, active voice. To be upgraded, passive voice. Coming to the next one, Trump calls off sea talks, threatens massive tariffs. Problem between the US and China. Talks have been called off, and Trump again, he is threatening to impose tariffs. When you see the word tariffs, you have to recollect verbs like impose, levy. Levy or impose, taxes. Combinations are very important. Coming to the next one, Chenab River hydropower project gets nod. What is the meaning of nod? To approve. He gave his nod, means he gave the approval. It has two or three meanings. Nod your head, that's a different meaning. He gave the nod, means he gave the approval, permission. Farmer company owner remanded in police custody. This goes with cough syrup. Based on that, remanded. Already has been detained, he has been arrested, and remanded to or in police custody. Here you can see tech on track, a small bike. Revved up. Rev up is an important phrasal verb. To make something active. To make active, we use a phrasal verb, rev up. A radio controlled bike on display at COCON, I think COCON 2025, the annual cyber security and hacking conference organized by the Kerala police in Kochi on Friday. Coming to the next one, Gaza ceasefire takes effect as Israel forces pull back to agreed deployment lines. Ceasefire. Many of our students know ceasefire, armistice, peace, all these words you have to recollect. Affect, effect. Affect is a verb. Effect can be a verb, can be a noun. Pull back means to take back. Agreed deployment lines. Deploy means to position. It goes with police, army, all those combinations you have to recollect. Coming to the next one, an important headline. Venezuela's opposition leader Maria Machado wins Nobel Peace Prize promoting democracy. This is an important article you have to read and you have to remember, goes with current affairs and Nobel Peace Prize, very important. Trump wanted, Trump expected, but it has not gone to Trump. It has gone to a Venezuelan politician, opposition leader, Maria Machado. That's all from the front page of today's Hindu paper. Let us go to today's editorial. Today's editorial, elections, politics, you have to recollect words like thumping majority, landslide victory, all the related words. Today's editorial is an important one. It goes with crime. Crime, they have given many a time. Bank exams, SSC. When you read an editorial related to crime, you will improve your contextual awareness, you will improve your lexical terms, word combinations, sentence patterns, idioms that go with that particular topic or theme. How does it start? Crime patterns. The 2023 NCRB report shows a rise in cyber crime and crimes against tribals. It is about a particular report related to crime rates. When you see the headline, you have to guess. It is about the numbers, crime rate, and crime against whom, the groups, and also which area or which sphere, which realm. All these aspects the writer may touch. Here, a headline itself says the 2023 NCRB report shows rise in. You have to recollect rise, rose, risen, raise, raised, raised. Cyber crime, two things, cyber crime and crimes against tribals. How does it start? The National Crime Records Bureau's annual reports on crime and prison statistics have to be read. We have to read active voice. We have to read the reports, active voice. The reports have to be read by us, passive voice. Important sentence pattern you have to remember. Have to be read with a strong caveat. Caveat means what? Something like a warning. A caveat. Most of the numbers cannot be compared between states because they are largely dependent upon what? The registration, reporting of crimes in the first place. Not in the real sense authentic, but you can consider. It talks about the National Crime Records Bureau's annual reports on crime and prison statistics have to be read with a strong caveat. Most of the numbers cannot be compared between states because they are largely dependent upon the registration reporting of crimes in the first place. An important phrase, in the first place. And why? Imagine someone reports, you will come to know about the crime, but crime took place, no one reported, then how will we know about that? There's some sort of discrepancy. The real rate and the reported one. There's a lot of, you may come across some discrepancies. It talks about that. However, certain national trends and sharp year-on-year changes within states can still reveal meaningful patterns that could demand policy intervention. Though we may not know the exact number because people don't report, and then how will we know? No one can find out. Still, the pattern, some emerging patterns can be discovered. It talks about the same. However, contrasting information, certain national trends and sharp year on year changes within states can still reveal. What is the meaning of reveal? Reveal means disclose, make public, unveil, divulge. All these words you have to recollect. Reveal or disclose meaningful patterns that could demand policy intervention. Though we don't know the exact numbers, we cannot guess also, because if people don't report, how do we know? Still, we can guess the patterns, emerging trends. Based on that, the editorial opines policy intervention is required. The trends demand policy intervention. Means something has to be done. The recent NCRB report for 2023 delayed by a year. I think the report got delayed by a year. A year, that also you have to be careful. By a year, points to a worrying trend of postponed surveys, reports, and even the census under the current union government. Editorial opines there's a worrying trend of delays. Delays of what? So postponed surveys, reports, and even the census under the current union government. When you see the word postpone, you have to recollect the opposite. What is the opposite of postpone? Prepone. Ah, very good. Vishnu. To substantiate that, but there are also three telling numbers. Now it goes into specific details. So far, editorial has come up with general statements and what is going on. If you take the field of crime, what is going on and what are the two areas, broadly speaking. Now, specific data or facts and figures. But there are also three telling numbers. Telling numbers means compelling numbers, important trends. The 2.8% decrease in murder cases across the country. A staggering means something like shocking or astonishing. Staggering 28.8% surge increase in crimes against scheduled tribes, ST, and a 31.2% increase in cyber crimes. Editorial starts with crimes against two areas. One, cyber crimes against scheduled tribes. Here it provides us statistical data. Something is positive. What is positive here? Murder cases, the number has gone down, but on the contrary, cyber crimes gone up, and also crimes against tribal people the number has gone up. Staggering means astonishing. 28.8% surge. Surge, you all know. Sudden increase. Ah, very good. Surge in crimes against scheduled tribes and a 31.2% increase in cyber crimes. While a decrease in murder cases will come as a relief to law enforcement, definitely. Murder cases, the number has gone down. That comes as a relief for law enforcement, beyond any doubt. Most of the cases pertain, very important. Pertain means what? Relate. Sometimes I use the word pertinent question. Pertinent also means related question, appropriate, related. Pertain to, it takes the preposition to, related to. Pertain to disputes, personal vendetta, very important. What is the meaning of vendetta? Something like revenge. Personal vendetta means what? Personal revenge. Political vendetta, another combination you have to know. Or enmity. An important word. How do we pronounce this enmity? But Actual spelling is ENMITY, enmity. You have to be careful with spelling. And what are the synonyms? Hostility, antagonism, enmity, all mean the same. Important words. And gain. The other two numbers are alarming. Cyber crimes and crimes against tribal people, alarming. The steep rise, steep means a sharp. What does it mean? Sharp. The steep rise in crimes against STs is largely due to the ethnic violence in Manipur, with the registered numbers jumping from just 1 in 2022 to 3,399 in 2023. This is really staggering, astonishing. 2022, what is the number? 1. And 2023, what is the number? 3,399. Based on that steep rise in crimes against STs, and what is the meaning of ethnic? Ethnic means local, cultural, traditional, ethnic tribe, ethnic culture, ethnic fashion. Ethnic violence means violence between the tribes of Manipur, which a more effective government could have mitigated. This editorial opines, please remember, whatever I read out, it is opinion of the editorial. Editorial thinks this number could have been reduced, mitigated. Mitigate means what? Reduce. What are the synonyms? Mitigate, alleviate, assuage, reduce. You have to recollect. Which a more effective government could have mitigated. An important pattern. Indirectly, the editorial is telling us that time the government was not effective. Based on that, the numbers shot up. Had it been effective, had there been an effective government, it could have reduced the numbers, mitigated the impact. And here, could have mitigated. This pattern, helping verbs, one pattern. What does it express? What is a function? It is used to express a past possibility. Means what? There was a possibility for something to happen, but did not happen. Then we say, could have been avoided, could have mitigated. India could have won the match. There was a possibility for India to win the match, but they lost. Then what do we say? India could have won the match. Important pattern you have to remember. Could have mitigated. Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan also recorded significantly high crime rates against tribals, suggesting their vulnerability in the central Indian states. You all know the word vulnerability. To be in a weak situation where you are likely to be exploited or threatened. Vulnerability in the central Indian states. This is not a new phenomenon. Immediately you have to become alert as a smart student. Phenomenon singular. What is the plural? Phenomena. Previous NCRB reports have highlighted higher crime rates in regions with significant tribal populations. It looks like attacks on tribal people has been going up. What does the second part say? What are the reasons behind cybercrime? It has to tell us. What are the reasons behind attacks on or crime against tribal people? It has to throw some light. With greater internet penetration across the country, there has been present perfect active voice. There has been an increase in cybercrime, particularly related to financial fraud and sexual exploitation. Cybercrime, because internet has become all pervasive, omnipresent in a way, not in the real sense, and cybercrime, obviously, lack of awareness, it keeps shooting up. There's one important word here. Anecdotally. Do you guys know the meaning of the word anecdote? Means what? Imagine while teaching, I give some examples based on my experience. Then we use the word anecdote. He uses a lot of anecdotes in his presentation. means real life experiences. We use that word, an important word. Anecdotally, it is evident that these numbers must have gone up even further in the last 2 years with a greater use of digital financial instruments in daily transactions and in investment. Obviously, the numbers must have gone up because of widespread use of internet and financial transactions, digital financial transactions. While policing has tried, which tense is that? Present perfect. Policing has tried to maintain. Keep up means what? Maintain. Someone is doing well, what do we say? Keep it up. Keep it up means maintain the same standards. Has tried to keep up with the growing menace of cybercrime. You may get this as a passage, descriptive English. In the past, they would ask menace of stray dogs, menace of reckless drivers. Now, menace means what? Threat. And menace of cybercrime. Important, you have to get some information. You should have knowledge at your fingertips. Growing menace of cybercrime with specialized cells, the ubiquitousness, another important word. What is the meaning of ubiquitous? Present everywhere, all pervasive, omnipresent, ubiquitous, and deepening spread of digital crimes require more sophistication and dedication by the police to tackle them. Two things are required to deal with cyber crimes. One is more sophistication. Second, dedication. Sophistication, dedication, parallel expression. Sophisticated means stylish, refined, civilized, urbane. That's an important word you have to recollect. Crimes against children, one more area, crimes against children. This is also an important thing you may get as a passage. They have given many a time. Crimes against children rose by 9.2% in 2023, with the offender known to the victim in 96% of the cases. Offender means a criminal who breaks the law. And crime against children, it seems usually 96%. The known people known to the victim, those people commit crime. That means uncle, cousin, within the family, the person commits the crime. 96% it seems. That is rather strange. While the increase could be a function of improved reporting across states, the high number, 1,77,335 cases, suggests that states must work on a war footing. I have used this many a time. An important idiom. Work on war footing. A war footing means, imagine there's a war, you can't afford to relax. You will try to be on your toes. You will try to do things very fast. War footing means the same thing, with a sense of urgency. States must work on a war footing to sensitize children about these crimes and inappropriate behavior by adults. Children, they're innocent. They don't know. When uncle or cousin, someone, an adult, behaves in a particular way, they don't have that awareness to make out it is something bad or inappropriate. So children should be made aware of these things, very important. To sensitize children about these crimes and inappropriate behavior by adults. A subset of these crimes could also include the application of POCSO Act in the case of consensual adolescent relationships, means mutual agreement, adolescent, teenage, 13 to 19 relationships. There's also a problem right now, and this is an area that needs to be carefully handled by the prosecuting and policing agencies. There's a possibility of misuse when it comes to dealing with adolescent relationships, and it has to be handled meticulously, cautiously, carefully. Needs to be carefully handled by the prosecuting and policing agencies. Reported crimes against women, one more area. One, cyber crime. Second, crime against tribal people. Third, crime against children. Fourth, crime against women. Reported crimes against women registered a modest increase, means slight increase. How much? 0.4%, but this masked a 14.9% spike in dowry related crimes. Dowry related, the crime has gone up. It may mask or cover this slight increase, 0.4%, pointing to a persistent societal problem. Persistent, exist for a long time. Persist means what? Exist for a long time. Societal problem, what is it? Dowry deaths, cases related to dowry deaths. That's all about this editorial, very important. You may get one of the aspects as a passage in the exam, and they may give generally about crime. Once SBI PO, they gave a passage all about crime, but not Indian context, Western context. They used words like drug trafficking, human trafficking, mugging, all these. We are not familiar. So it becomes a quite challenging article or passage. You may also get something related to this descriptive English. Crime against women, important. Crime against children, important. So try to read, develop contextual awareness, learn the lexical terms, word combinations. That will help in the long run. That's all for today. I think some of you have IBPS PO mains exam tomorrow. I wish you guys all the best. Do well. If at all the paper is tough, tell yourself, if it is tough for me, it is tough for everyone. Don't panic. Give your best. All the best. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you very much.